The topics are, today's topics are how ready are you to get into corporate. It's a nice topics and it is relevant not only for this pandemic session, but also for post-COVID session also. The situation of the students as well as corporate has now drastically changed due to COVID situation. Because many corporates are in a dilemma to get the students in these situations. And they are facing so many problems. Now, your preparation, that is the student's preparation, indicates your readiness or how to prepare your credential or preparation which is to be accepted by the corporate. I hope today's lecture by Sabyasachi Konar, who is the Assistant Director of Age Partnership, will be fruitful to you, not only you, but also us, and how we can motivate our students, how we can prepare our students, and students will be benefited from that. This is my, I wish the students will be benefited from you. Thank you. Very good evening, Mr. Konar. Now you can start.
Thank you, sir. Very, very good evening. And program Nevan, sir, virtually to possible.
Yes.
So, so আমি সৌম্য স্যার স্টুডেন্ট, তো স্যার যেভাবে প্রথম থেকে গাইড করেছেন তো সেই জন্য যথেষ্ট গ্রেটফুল, and it's my honor today to represent or to talk about corporate and how we normally deal day-to-day life in corporate in front of my guru or my sir, Somo sir. So very, very, very good evening, and it's my pleasure again. And hello everyone, to all the students. Basically, please consider me as one of your elder brother, rather than just thinking of someone coming externally and just speaking about corporate and all these things. I think at first it's very, very important for us to get to know each other, and that's how I basically want to create that comfort zone at first, and then we can obviously talk about the corporate and do's and don'ts, and how you can get benefit by applying all these principles and become successful later on in your corporate journey. So let me share my screen. So again, as we all are aware about current situation, what's been happening and all. However, before getting into that, I would like to introduce myself. The reason why I will talk about my journey and what I have been doing, because later on, whatever I will be talking about, all of these are very, very related to what you guys will be doing later on. So if you see, in terms of my education-wise, I have completed my post-graduation degree from the UK. And after that, I was lucky to get a chance to get into corporate, and particularly in a very, very big multinational company, which is named as Allegiance Group, which is now the 4th largest HR consulting firm in the world. And so I basically do strategy, implementing strategies and driving the business initiatives, driving the whole consulting practice for the organization, and basically also to help the HR leaders or meeting with the C-suites and all, and then basically providing them all the services they need and the challenges they are facing to run the projects, particularly in the financial services, and also providing them the whole market, how they can basically implement certain strategies to bring in new technologies, bring in new talent, whether they should go to the freshers or whether they will go to the experienced one, and also helping them with the whole target operating model. As you may aware, like how it works in corporate, like we do need to keep in mind about the budget for every year. So they always are quite stringent about like how they are going to spend those money across the hiring, across the projects and everything. So I basically need to sit down with them, understand their challenges, understand the need, understand where I can come and play and where I can basically provide the consulting services to them. So overall, it's basically, I would say it's a challenging role. However, it is very interesting because it always keeps you on your toes and always gives you that challenge to work or to improve yourself, your skills day by day, and to basically provide a better service to your clients as well as to your customers. So I basically have done, my background was purely into the HR side, and then I came in, basically started my career into HR consulting, predominantly in the recruitment space. Then I moved into doing basically proper consulting. You may be aware of like the big four in the world, like UI, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte. So we also do similar sort of consulting services, and we do provide the same business. So moving on to the next one, it is very important. Like a lot of us, even when I was a student, I didn't have any clue like, okay, how the corporate looks like, unless Somus arranged one session and one basically a visit to a nearby plant. Then we basically got an idea and understanding like, okay, this is how it is and this is how it looks like. However, I'm pretty sure like these days, most of the universities are more organized and more advanced in terms of like catering their services and providing those type of facilities to their students. So this is very interesting, because when you are about to pass out, because when you'll be on the third year in the BBA, or if you are a final year in MBA, it's very, very important, like which area you want to get in. And the reason why I tell this, because I used to lead a team of 20 odd people, and I have seen a lot of them were pretty much similar sort of situation like me. Like, okay, we didn't know what we exactly wanted to get in or want to do, but a guidance, support from a top-class university can definitely facilitate you to choose your right career or the right path. Here, what I can tell is what are the areas you will be interested in, and particularly you need to ask yourself like what drives you. So I would definitely love to hear some of the answers here. It's like, please volunteer yourself, like what drives you. I'm pretty sure like you must be in the first year or second year or third year by now, studying in BBA. You must have realized like, okay, this is the field where you want to get in, and this is the line you want to basically choose. Or you may do masters, you may do MBA, but after MBA, what is the area that would basically take you in career? Can you please volunteer? It's basically what is the main drive? What really drives you? Like, what do you like? As simple.
Good evening. My name is Soimantik Roy. Yeah, I like being. I really like the concept of marketing, then making ads and something like. I have even I even might keep.
Sorry, your voice is breaking a bit. Not able to hear you properly. Sorry. Hi, are you still there?
Yeah, I like doing. I like the marketing sector, like making the ads and all those. I always keep myself engrossed in the new marketing strategies that the new companies come up with, or during the COVID situation, all the companies faced a huge amount of loss. But
Yep. Cool, good. So you are interested into marketing and basically those adverts and all, right? If I hear you properly.
Yeah.
Cool, good. I will definitely be touching upon these areas like how does the career look like, particularly in the marketing side. Hello, who else? Hi, anyone else?
Hello, sir. My name is Viswajit Samanto, and I would like to work in some financial fields or maybe some financial work as a financial specialist.
Okay, sure. Cool. I will definitely be touching upon all these areas. So it's good. Anyone else?
Hello, Sachi.
Hi.
Hello.
RQ.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sir. I'm Sachin. I'm doing I'm right now in BBA first year. Good evening, sir, and it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise, and please don't call me sir. Dada is fine. Just Dada bolo, that's fine.
Okay. So, sir, basically, right now we are doing in BBA. So, it's become compulsory for us to do MBA. So, as we do MBA, I choose my field to do marketing because I saw many students who get placement from the marketing fields. Because if you go to the IM report, it says that 40% of the students get the jobs from the marketing field. So it's better to go in marketing.
Yeah. Is that something do you really like, or do you see the trend, or you are following the trend like 40% of those people?
Basically, I like marketing fields.
Yes, because that's very important, because that is the common mistake we do, and a lot of us we have done, like just following the trend, like, okay, right now perhaps the trend is to get into this, but sometimes like we normally get derailed from our actual field. So just be cautious about that, because yes, market is of course like it may go up, it will have like ups and downs, but what exactly you like and what you want to achieve, because that is very much important. We will again like touch all these areas. So thank you for all your thoughts, and whoever have basically volunteered to provide their interest. We will definitely discuss all these into details. So again, as said, like choosing your area of interest or what drives you, that's very important to define, like, and later on that will definitely define who you are. So the first thing before so there are certain steps to get into corporate, right? So first of all, you definitely need to finalize, like, or you need to think that which area you want to get in. The second thing is, of course, to find out like what are the jobs you can apply. So it's basically preparing yourself for interview and the overall process. So we will be going through all these things. So now the first thing you have to be really you need to think about is, are you on LinkedIn? In my experience, what I have been seeing, and even though like the moment we get a new CV on our desk, the first thing we normally do is basically checking him or her on LinkedIn, like whether he or she will have a LinkedIn account. That will obviously give us some sort of idea. I can obviously see the connections and what basically he or she has done. Of course, I have got his CV. I can definitely read through that, but that is definitely something which is kind of like a must-have these days. Then the second thing would be developing your market knowledge. Of course, you will get an idea about like what's happening and all these things from the respected professors the teachers in your institution. However, it's very much important to keep yourself updated about the market, the trends and everything from the social media, from articles, from regular journals, of course, your day-to-day newspapers and everything. Because a lot of the time what we have seen is a person who has come for an interview, while we are asking the right questions, he or she is answering. However, he or she is also touching some of the current trends and all these things. That obviously provides like how he or she, how updated he or she is. And particularly when you will be targeting, for example, like a marketing jobs, you should have some sort of idea or good knowledge about the marketing industry or what exactly they do. It's marketing is a very broad thing. Within marketing, there are 7-8 different departments. So once you get those, again, as a fresher, that is absolutely fine. But again, during this crisis and every year and year, there are loads of students are passing out. The competition is become inevitable in the dog-eat-dog world of corporate. So you really need to stand out by differentiating yourself, by providing like more intellectual type of like discussion, having that sort of information while chatting with the line managers or someone who is basically interviewing. So that is very much important. Then again, selecting an industry. So I can completely tell you about what's happening in the banking right now, what's happening in the fintech across APAC, and also in the insurance. However, of course, there are other industries like hospitality, shipping and all. So you definitely need to find out like, okay, this is an industry I should be targeting. Look, what used to happen 10, 15 years back, I think it will still remain, it will still be there, but now it's time to basically advance yourself and basically set your focus that yes, this is an area or these are the 2 areas I would love to get into. And once you will be able to set your direction, then you will have a concrete knowledge rather than being a jack of all trades. That's what we call in corporate. So you definitely have to spend a bit of time and see like, okay, whether you want to get into a banking industry, whether you want to get into insurance, whether you want to get into hospitality, you want to shipping, you want to get into e-commerce and all these things. Then the thing what you have to look at is targeting specific roles. So for example, like you have chosen e-commerce or banking, then you need to spend a bit of time and then see what are the roles available right now. And the overall marketing things even that have changed because SEO, like that has become like a huge demand in Hong Kong and in Singapore. Like anyone have got marketing experience along with SEO, like search engine optimization side of experience, like they can ask whatever the money they want. So that sort of thing, like SEO type of things, those type of roles, I actually haven't heard like 7-8 years back. So these are the new things and these are the new ones which are coming. Another thing like digital acquisition, what we normally see within the banking side, partnership was always there. Now basically they're doing that partnership with the fintech firms and all. So we do get to see like a lot of partnership type of roles. I can obviously discuss all these and explain like can discuss like in 1-2 sentences like what it looks like. And there are plenty of other roles within the marketing field. So it's very important for you to find out your specific area. And based on that, targeting those specific roles, you can definitely type in Google, like, okay, what are the marketing jobs available? For example, like JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs or Bank of America, or for example, like if you are keen even to find out something, maybe State Bank of India or HDFC or like the other leading banking institutions in India. So it's very important. And then based on that, you can basically do your own research. Like, okay, there are 8 or 10 types of marketing roles or HR type of roles or finance related roles. Then you can actually relate what literally drives you. Like, okay, some of you told like you want to get into advertising and all. I am basically handling a project right now where they are looking for a similar sort of person for, I'm pretty sure you must have heard the name of the bank called Standard Chartered Bank. It's a European giant, British MNC. So we are basically looking for someone who can actually do that, someone with really good with Adobe Analytics. So these are the things, tech skills and all those things you need to upskill yourself. You need to update, upgrade. Hi, sorry.
Sabyasachi, you continue. I think somebody's.
Oh,
You
okay.
continue, please.
Okay. So those type of things. So then, of course, set a short-term goal. Like now you have decided which area you want to get in, which industry you want to get in. You have the market knowledge. You have already specified some of the roles. Yes, as a fresher, you cannot be so picky just to target like one type of roles. You may try 5 or 6 different types of roles within digital marketing, or maybe which is a role or a field which is quite similar to marketing or something you are interested in. Then you can basically target all those 5, 6 types of roles and then see how they react at first. So I would say set as a short-term goal, just, okay, I need to get into these type of roles. And these are the top 5 areas I should be targeting for now. And again, I'm telling, because COVID, it is unprecedented, but again, we all have to accept the fact that we should be living with COVID now. And of course, we are quite hopeful about the vaccines and everything, even though post-pandemic, we all should be gearing up with latest technology-related mindset, because that's something I have been hearing every time I'm meeting with all those C-suites, even like all the banks like HSBC, Standard Chartered, Development Bank of Singapore. These are my primary clients. So every time I'm meeting to any C-suite, any program directors or any executive levels, they are saying, look, what we have to do is basically changing our style. We need similar type of people with similar skill set, but someone who has a bit of different idea, more creative, more interest, doing something different, or kind of like a more solution minded. So that sort of thing. So that's why it's very important for you to set a short-term goal. Like, okay, this is an industry, this is an area I want to get in. And if I get in, then what will be the next? So now if we move to the next slide, which is basically preparing for the interview. I'm pretty sure you must have been taught in your classroom and by all the professors, all the teachers to prepare for the interview. However, I can tell you those are absolutely correct. Plus, I want to add few things, or I want to remind few things, and what we normally do see when we interview people across the globe. So when I used to work, I had a team in India, I had a team in the US. I obviously worked in the UK market, and in the past 4 years, I have been predominantly working for North Asian market and Singapore and Malaysia. So I can obviously tell you like, what are the common things? And this is basically my thoughts. I have basically put together all this info and see like, okay, what are the common things we have basically looked into across different geographies. Again, the first thing again comes to, are you active on LinkedIn? Yes, you may have an account, but how active are you? Because I have seen like some of them, even when I went for an interview, for example, so I got a job at first at Dell, EMC Square in Bangalore. And again, the reason why I didn't join is I had to ask, what drives me? I was given a role which was into mobility management with an HR function. And that is something I didn't want to do, because I am someone, I do have that consultative mindset. I love to speak to people, and I'm solution oriented. Something into core HR operations or that mobility management job definitely made me boring. So I decided, okay, so regardless it's Dell, it's EMC Square, I'm definitely not going to join, no matter how much they pay me. So again, when you are basically appearing for the interview, then you have to see like how active you are on LinkedIn. So in that particular interview, they basically asked me like, okay, so what do you know about EM Cisco, or what are the current projects they are doing? So these are the information you may not find on their website. So that's how you have to be really active on LinkedIn and basically follow all those companies on LinkedIn and then see what are the projects, what are the launches. And nowadays you will get to see all those histories. They normally post quite frequently over there, publishing their report, their annual income, budget, what's been doing, what happened, and basically their presence across the globe. So you will get a very good understanding of the company, their culture, what they are into, and all these things. And then luckily I had a bit of research on those, and then I was able to provide that info. However, when we also asked similar type of questions, yes, 50% of them in Bangalore, they used to provide some really good answers, and they were well updated about what we do, what we are doing. Some of them had no idea. So again, that's definitely not the criteria to rule out someone from the interview. Again, you need to hit the other areas, right? But that is also something, the first thing that has to spell on your mind, right? So the second thing, what I always say is like, your network is your net worth, because it's really important in corporate. Maybe as a fresher when you start, it's always what I tell people, even like some of my cousin brothers as well, like regardless if you are interested in a certain field, try to connect people on LinkedIn. And you know what you can get is, he or she may not be able to provide you with an interview, or he or she may not be able to recommend you in his or her company, but what you can get is, take this approach, basically ask them like, hey, I have been noticing that you have been working in this field for 10 years or 15 years. It's my pleasure to connect with you. Is there a time we can have a quick chat for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, maybe over the weekend, whenever it's convenient to you? And I would basically like to learn something from you. Please do that. And trust me, if you approach maybe 10, maybe all 10 may not come back to you, but at least 2 or 3 or 4 people come back to you. The knowledge, the experience you will get to hear from them. That's pure gold. And that's very, very important as a fresher. So please take all these type of approaches and then see what can be done. I do get similar sort of like messages on LinkedIn, like, hey, this is this, and I want to know more about your industry and all. And I'm someone, I'm always ready to help, and then say, yes, why not? Because I can definitely share my 15 minutes with you. And then basically provided that. And you never know, sometimes like you may end up winning a deal over there. Like he may be someone in a senior, he or she may have that hiring capacity. And if he or she really sees like, okay, you are someone very, very eager to learn, passionate, and someone can really deliver the job, may refer you. And I have heard that, like not that often in India, but definitely outside, particularly in Singapore and Hong Kong, and particularly in the US as well. So the university students, they used to approach the corporate guys and basically ask for their opinion, their guidance, that sort of thing. So please start doing that. I'm pretty sure if you reach out to 10 people, even 1 or 2 people come back, you will get at least something. Create your own branding before preparing yourself for an interview. It is very important, because this is something which defines who you are. It is very essential when you are trying to make a mark in the corporate, regardless you are a fresher, or even if you have experience in this field, it's still very important, because no matter if you come from Google, if you come from Facebook, or if you come from Microsoft, first of all, what is important is your appearance, the way you present yourself, and then they discuss about your experience. So it's all about like the first impression. So the way you present yourself, the way you present yourself as a brand. I always tell that to my cousin brothers, or even my team members as well, because when you present yourself, think about yourself, or think about you as a product. And when you are going to present to a C-suite, or for example, like to a line manager, or for example, like you are going for an interview, then you are presenting yourself as a product, and it's basically highlighting your features, and then see how they react. So it's pretty much the same thing. Even like it's a pretty typical thing for a marketing role. Like if you are selling for a product, you need to explain all the benefits, all the good things about the product. So you need to think yourself as a product while you are presenting yourself, be it in a client meeting, be it in the interview. Third thing is advancing your soft skills. And this is something I'm pretty sure you know Jack Ma, and I follow him quite a lot. In one interview last year, I believe, he literally mentioned like by 2027, there will be millions and millions of traditional jobs will become obsolete, and those will be replaced by a robot. However, what cannot be replaced by a robot is the soul that human have, or that heart. So you definitely need to work on the soft skill side, or you should develop that soft skills, which are quite essential and required in the corporate field. I will definitely discuss these later on in the slides. What the soft skills are like very, very much needed in this decade. So you have to work on that. And as a fresher, you do not have an experience. What you have is your bookish knowledge, maybe some internship experience. And it's all about like how you present yourself. You need to present your brand, and then about your whole interpersonal skill. That's how you will land on a job. We'll obviously dig in details about those. Now the next one is practicing, or basically doing the mock interview. If you are in a hostel, living in a hostel, it's very easy to practice those. Or if you are very eager, then you can also try that at home as well. When I was almost or about to complete my master's, post-graduation, then I used to do that with a couple of my friends in the UK. And also sometimes I used to do in front of a mirror. And then I used to give myself a random topic to discuss in my area or my area of interest, or something which I have read on the newspaper, or maybe in a journal. And then I used to basically see myself like how I am presenting, my body language, and whether I am maintaining that eye contact or not. So these are the things you definitely need to maintain. Because a lot of us, and I have seen loads of people coming in for an interview, and when you ask them, they will tend to look at all the corners. It seems like all the answers are there. So that's definitely not a good sign. So we all need to work on these areas to improve our interviewing skill or interview skills. Working on the articulation skill is the next. Again, that will also
Sabyasachi, excuse me. Our time is very short. Actually, 40 minutes time is over. So we all of us can join with the same link. Okay, this link will be gone. Again, we can join with the same link. Okay, students, you can join with the same link. Sabyasachi, আমরা একটা নতুন লিংক দিয়ে আবার জয়েন করছি, মানে ওই লিংক যেটা লিংকটা দেওয়া আছে তোমাকে, ওই লিংকেই জয়েন করতে পারবে।
ঠিক আছে।
ওকে।
Okay. Sure.